This going. Okay, now that we're back, we have a very special moment for you guys. Good friend, fellow hip hop artist Jay's Juice, also co-host of the show of the Neighborhood Guys.
That's me.
Wrote you a special little battle that he is going to do, and with no further ado, Jays, let him know what Real Lyrics are about, buddy.
Sure. I felt compelled to write this because I'm a Knicks fan. That's really why I wrote this, and I'm disgusted, especially when I heard this week earlier on about Raymond Felton. Your career caved and melted. You're not even the shell of a point guard or a basic skeleton. Now, we know the way Melo likes to play is selfish, but when you don't move the ball, the team's game is helpless. Look at the big season goal and the pain you've dealt it. It's been uglier than JR's facial helmet. How you actually got cement legs but firearms. Because mediocre point guards seem like dudes you couldn't try to guard. I mean, my boy Frankie works for Viacom. He'll help build your public consensus in a way other than angering your wife and being cuffed to the benches in front of a judge discussing a sentence. I find it somewhat pretentious to hear fans defend this fool, especially since he shares a genetic pool with a crystal method mule. While you should be an influence telling kids to try to get in school, you're out smoking Cubans with Mello because you're extra cool. Hey, remember Jeremy Lin? Yeah, you'll never be him. And in New York, you'll be reminded whenever he wins. To understand that New York spotlight, you could never begin. Unlike his physique, his time in New York will be incredibly thin. My next insight, I'm fine with gun rights and the amendments, but nobody has sympathy for a rich guy who's buying illegal weapons. Hire bodyguards, you got enough money to do it, rather than making New York look uncomfortably stupid by being sluggish and useless because you're far more concerned about thugging than shooting, ball touching than movement, and pretending you're not trying when you're redundantly losing. You got some players who can score, so tell me, what's the confusion? I say trade him for a beer, that'd be just the solution. The Knicks locker room, I think you need to gut and uproot it. Besides Hardaway and Melo, you can dump it and lose it. Now, I'm a Knicks fan, but really, what do you expect from the Knicks, man? They have no draft picks, so 15's, yeah, that's the next big plan. The organization is backwards. Look at Meta World Peace. He played for 5 minutes like, all right, guys, it really meant the world. Peace. They went hard body for Bargnani, and Chandler's looking so old I'd rather start Rocky. And the arrogance is the worst because they are cocky. I'm tired of the fourth quarter rallies. They always start sloppy. And then there's Mike Woodson. To be honest, I don't really like Woodson. He was touted as defensive, but that's not quite Woodson. You know, he can't push his player. He's like a nice cushion. And he'll be the fallout boy for the season like, good night, Woodson. Now, Amari did better than most thought he would. When he's played, I can't front. He's been sort of good, even though he gets less minutes of action than Mourning would. And his contract pays him so much he can actually afford the hood J.R. Smith had to sneak through to secure the bud. You know how hard it is to get suspended in the NBA for pot? The language in their CBA makes it near impossible to get knocked. He must have been a grower, plus a tester and a customer at a shop from his days out in Denver. But now, dude, it needs to stop. Now, I don't know what James Dolan is chain smoking, but for saying this team could win a championship, his brain's swollen. Now, listen, I'm not the one for name calling, but I think Michael Jordan had a superior talent level when he was baseballing.
Oh, man.
Peace.
All right, that deserved a segment in itself, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you will be blessed again to have Jay's Juice write another battle for you. I thought that was incredible. When we come back, we're going to discuss possibly some pretty pressing issues that are plaguing you young whippersnappers. But until then, just die in my arms.